California Governor Gavin Newsom celebrated a federal judge's ruling that halts the Trump administration's unconstitutional immigration enforcement actions in several counties in California. U.S. District Judge Mamusi Mensah-Frimpong, appointed by former President Joe Biden, issued 2 temporary restraining orders. These orders prevent officials from targeting individuals for deportation based on race, language, or employment, and require the Department of Homeland Security to provide detainees access to legal counsel. Newsom expressed his approval of the decision on social media, stating, "Justice prevailed today." He emphasized that the court's ruling temporarily stops federal immigration officials from violating people's rights and engaging in racial profiling. Newsom urged the Trump administration to uphold the law and the Constitution. In another social media post from his press office, Newsom criticized President Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, for his immigration agenda, which he described as chaotic, cruel, and fear-inducing. The post highlighted that federal officials have been arbitrarily detaining individuals, separating families, and detaining people without regard for due process and constitutional rights. The orders followed weeks of unrest in Los Angeles and surrounding areas due to an increase in immigration raids by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE). Mass protests erupted over Trump's actions as the White House pursued the largest deportation effort in history. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass also praised the ruling, noting that Los Angeles had been under assault with masked men detaining people in public spaces. She called the court's decision a victory for Los Angeles and cities nationwide. The White House announced plans to appeal Judge Frimpong's ruling. A spokesperson stated that no federal judge has the authority to dictate immigration policy, which is the responsibility of Congress and the President. The spokesperson expressed confidence that the appeal would correct what they described as an overreach of judicial authority. The court's decision came a day after 200 immigrants were arrested at 2 cannabis farms in California, resulting in 1 death. Local leaders have increased protections for migrants and called for the withdrawal of federal immigration authorities due to heightened anxiety among families in the region. Following the Trump administration's deployment of National Guard troops and Marines to Los Angeles to quell demonstrations, anti-ICE protests spread across the country. Newsom later filed a lawsuit against the federal government over the deployment. However, a federal judge denied California's request for an immediate order limiting troop deployment and scheduled a hearing for a later date. A federal appeals court later ruled that the president could retain control of California's National Guard for the time being. Former President Donald Trump commented on social media that while he believed Governor Newsom was incompetent, the issue was larger than one individual. He argued that if cities and people across the United States needed protection, it was the responsibility of federal forces to provide it when state and local police could not.